Happy Monday, everyone. No respawns here. Hope you're doing well. So, I mentioned in one of me wee videos, what was it, the railroad monitoring station, that I wanted to have a go and make, using the junk fences that come with the Unlock Summon Objects mod, those really tall ones, and make it look like we've got them as kind of mounted shacks, or kind of on the side. It looks really cool, and you'll see what I mean in a second. It's quite a fun technique. This is a little bit more of an experimental video. I don't bother decorating them because I'm definitely going to take these buildings apart and move them a little bit, so I'm going to do the decorating afterwards, because this is going to be quite a packed area. Anyway, now the reason what I'm doing now is I'm just foundation glitching a prefab into a ceiling. Now, firstly, I'm doing this first because it's easy to put the house, effectively, the prefab, into the position you want, then just rug glitch the junk fence in, just because you can't rug glitch these. But also, you may notice I'm using a shack foundation. Now, you'll see it when I do use the pillar quite a lot throughout this video, is in this area, when you try and use a pillar or even the scaffolding, they don't sink down very far, but for whatever reason, that concrete foundation does, as do a couple of other things as well. But you still kind of need you see the pillar right there goes red really easily. However, the thing is, the problem with those big foundations is they're just way too kind of unwieldy to use. But you'll see in a second, I believe the scaffolding can't go down very far. Incidentally, actually, later down in the video, I realised that I could have used the in the contraptions DLC in the bull tracks, because I used the support posts are in the misc section. You can also use them, but I laxed my pillar and it wasn't too awkward. Anyway, so basically, go to... I do what I just did then, so often. Fortunately, it's sped up so you don't see. Every time I select one of these invisible rugs, I always go out of the menu because I'm not paying attention. Anyway, you go to these ones here. And I see the idea. They're really, really big. You've seen them around this area of Boston, actually. They're kind of all over the place. And basically, I want to end up using the rug because it's a bit easier. I just need to go down that far. As you can see, highly suggest you quick save before doing this, and also just pay attention that they're actually on the rugs for starters. The reason why I say quick save is because often when you then try and pick the fence up, it might actually take everything with it, and it's just really hard to reposition. Also, you see I'm having a bit of a fucking nightmare with that stupid rug because it won't float. Won't actually stick to it. So here we go. Quite cool, putting it from the side there as well. All very exciting stuff. So I quite like this technique. It was really cool. I'm having quite a lot of fun making this. So I put it in between. You see, you've got on the big posts. This is why the prefab is useful as well, because you've got the posts on the side. So you want to put it fits snugly in between the posts. And then you want the supporting part underneath, like just underneath the board, so you don't see any clipping or anything like that. The only thing you'll see is the side posts going in a little bit. There we go. And it looks really, really grand. We'll go up now. I do a nice slow down tour, and I actually do build 2 of them, because I realised I wanted a little bit more meat in the video than what I've actually done. It's quite a lot of recording. This was about an hour and a half this all took me, because it loads of fucking around. Especially the stupid staircase. Now, I want to experiment with this idea a little bit more, with these not really favelas in a lot of ways, but you could really tier these up, which is why I've kind of like experimented with. This is an idea that I could really have quite a lot of fun with, and I possibly maybe Hangman's Alley as potentially limiting area for it, because it might look quite good in kind of, where am I thinking? Other areas, but I can't really say. You could put them back to back, for example, and just make a kind of weird hive stroke structure. Actually, that's fucking cool. I'm going to do that at some point. There we go. That's another build. Spoiler, I'm going to make a hive, like I'm talking Necromunda, yeah, Warhammer 40k kind of hive, just like a lot smaller. Now, this staircase, also, cool idea. Watch this technique. But I do, like, redo it. But I don't bother recording it because it took me fucking ages. I just reversed the stairs a little bit, okay? So a lot of the bullshit you're seeing me do is not happening, but this part happens. This is cool. So basically, 2 of these pallets, because I like my pallets. Ooh, they're good fun. 1 plywood on each end. You can pick whatever colour you like. You can do whatever you like. It's fine. And then put a wee one in the centre. You can put anyone you really want in the centre, actually. I think I changed it around when I did it again. Now, I'm going to, again, because obviously I have a stupid pillar. Really, you'll see the supports I use, and I could have just used them. Now, what I did wrong with this and I don't show you because it's just tedious of me just redoing this whole shit again. Basically, as you see, when I've got it in place, I've got the bridge, the ladder, right in the center. Don't do that, because you end up just basically falling down the stairs. It just looks really bollocks. You want it so it's really, really, really just kind of like resting on the edge as it would normally, so that we actually have room to move. It does look very cool, and don't worry, the supports are very cool. Also, whenever you're doing staircases, as a side note, try and make it so towards the inside of the structure is where I have the stairs eventually go. I decided to show you everything I do in building it the first time, even though it looks different the second time, just because I thought you might be interested in the design. And the second time was just fucking annoying, and it gets confusing. But yeah, it's just, you don't want staircases kind of going out too much. That's something I've learned. When I used to do my sanctuary structures, in those you remember, I would have the staircases kind of really coming out of the house, and it actually looks really, really weird when once you've tidied them up. Think of it like trying to make your staircase as compact as possible. So what I do right here is a terrible idea. And I was conscious I was doing it as well, but I didn't know I wanted to do something interesting rather than a simple ladder. I didn't want to use scaffolding, just because it just didn't suit the, the whole wood aesthetic I'm doing. Everybody, yeah, noticed. So all I do is just, where I've got it now, I have it facing the other direction, and I just put some stuff in. But it was, staircases annoy me. Staircases are ramps, people. So those little details that I probably spend way too long on. I think I spent about half an hour actually trying to figure out a decent staircase for this. But yeah, this part here, because you look at it now, it's way too far out. It comes out too much. It takes up way too much space. It limits building room there, and it just looks weird. So I mean, I'm showing you now just so you can show you what not to do. But in the tour, you'll see what I've done. I've just kind of reversed it basically, which is what I should have done. I might actually do a video on staircases at some point, like really fuck around and do like weird ones, because I want to learn some new ones. But I will save that riveting topic for another time. So I put wee sandbags there as well, just kind of like, just sort out the space underneath a little bit. But to be honest, it's just better if I just leave it and then sort it out, which I do later. Now I'm quite liking the whole vibe of this. I was a little bit, I think of one thing I've learned from this is kind of an experimental video in a lot of ways, is that these look really cool, kind of clustered up. So what I'm thinking of doing for my hive idea, I'm going to think of my hive idea while I'm just watching this video, really, is looking at it now. These would look very cool in a kind of like back to back, but not like 4. Say you've got 3 of those big ass junk fences, right? I'll do that. I think I'll do it in maybe the next Fallout video actually, if you want, or maybe we'll space it out, do a different one, and then have say 3 of them, and then put them back to back, and then have 3 shacks going off, and then some under shacks going off. It could look cool. I've got ideas. I'm running through my head. It's going to be exciting. Obviously, with here, initially I was going to, I'm making this stuff up as I go, by the way, so again, experimental, for this part here. I'm just kind of covering this part off. It did occur to me as well that it probably would have been better, which is why I do end up doing a second one, because I wanted to see, kind of demonstrate how they would kind of merge into the kind of pre-existing structures around you. But the one reason why I do a second one is because I want to kind of show you how they look together. Me here is just me just fucking around, putting a little ramp. I end up doing this again and making it look infinitely better later on. I can't remember if I recorded that because I had to take the floor out because some stuff wasn't going in. So yes, just putting bits on. This is the less exciting. I'm trying to think. The one annoying thing about Hangman's Alley, because Hangman's Alley, like in my head, would look really good for this. But I remembered something as I was doing this part here, that the actual build area is maybe only a little bit higher than that building right there. It's not very high. You'd think it would be, go all the way up to the roofs, and it doesn't, and it's such an absolute metric pain in the arse. It's really fucking annoying, actually. Because it would be cool to like build kind of like these kind of structures going all the way up the side. Also, there is a little bit of an issue with the with all of the kind of the canopies and everything in this area. So unfortunately, there's quite a lot of obstruction. So what I might try and do is, I think I'm kind of planning a settlement to be a kind of a thin, tall hive structure. Yeah, that would be really cool, actually. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use this technique. I'm going to make a hive. We'll call it the hive. Where shall I put the hive? Link in the description where you want the hive to be. Or actually where you want, because you can't have it everywhere, because I only have finite amount of space. But where you think it would work, the places I've got available that might work, I don't know, actually. You could just pop it on Spectacle Island, actually, I guess. But it would look a bit weird. I'm running out of settlement space, people. Here's me doing the second one, by the way, again. So you see, I'm just popping. The reason why I popped the back bit on was because of the fact, obviously, I would then not be able to put the back bit on if I didn't put it on now. Quick note as well, that, and you'll see as I learn something here, there are gaps in between these. And this is one of the reasons, again, I didn't decorate, because I'll probably redo these again, is they'll look better close together, I think. Like, really tight together. So, because you see with the prefabs, where the pillars are, there are spaces between. Now, I initially thought that this wall, the edge bits, so the poles on the side of this junk fence would actually suffice to close up the gap. It did not. So that's something I've definitely learned from this, and the fact is that it will look better once I've actually put them a little bit closer. Hence why I want to do the hive again. I'm trying to fucking think. You know what? I might do the hive in a modded settlement. Like, actually download, so that way I can find an area that fits. There are quite a few I can use, so I might have a quick crafty gander on the mods reviews, mod section in the settlements, and have a look-see. But it's a nice technique, isn't it? It's quite understated in a lot of ways. That's one thing as well that I noticed with this, is I expected for this technique to be a bit more profound, like I would notice it more. But in essence, it kind of looks, the way I've done it a little bit, you see I've done the backward stairs there because it was just coming out way too far, is the fact, the reason why I did this, by the way, is because I was going to have 2-3 staircases. It was like fucking awful. Is that it's a little bit understated. So what I'm doing right here is this is very specific to this build here, but I didn't want a second staircase. And again, with this style, when I build the hive, which I've now decided, hive, we're doing that, it needs to be kind of maybe only have 1 or 2 entrances, and not just kind of run the risk of just having loads of stairs going off, because just having loads of stairs does look really, really messy. What I'm doing here, by the way, I've mentioned this before, but some of these walls you can actually rug glitch, because obviously they don't snap. But however, I couldn't do it. I couldn't normally glitch them in here with just kind of select all, because of obviously the rather annoying little prefab bit. So realistically, what I should have done, because I wasn't paying attention, is actually put all of these walls on first. So that's another thing as well. We'll refine this technique in the hive, I think. When we do the hive, I'm also having a quite enjoyable little fuck around with these rugs. They just ain't working. This is going to be a good one. Also, my Hangman's Alley, I'm going to put a link in the description so you guys can compare, because I realised that when I go back to these settlements, I've already built Hangman's Alley before, but this was like probably December, January last year. So what I'll do is I'll link in the description my original Hangman's Alley, which uses no mods or no DLC, just so you can see the difference, and you can see how it's going to change and expand and be a bit weird. I'm trying to think of the style for. I've got plans, people. Also, for some reason, and I think it's maybe because it might snap, but that wall there, I can't pillar glitch it, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, I'm getting the idea of the hive now. This is going to be really good. I just have to bloody think of a place to put it. It won't fit here, and it has to be somewhere. It would have worked in Spectacle Island, but not Spectacle Island, or maybe there, but also Starlight would have been good, but I've already finished Starlight, so I'll have a look, see, and I'll have a think. Anyway, here is the tour, as I said, so you can see it in slow motion, how I've kind of supported up. It looks cool. I like it. I think it might be better and a more noticeable in a different area, just so you can see the hive structure wherever I decide to build it. Also, with this specific build area, you have some unique challenges in terms of lots of the obstructions, and it's always a little smaller than you remember. You think, oh yeah, I've got loads and I can build shit on the sides. You really, really can't. Anyway, hope you guys found this cool and interesting. It's quite a nice little technique, and we will refine it later down the line, I think, so there will be a hive video up soon. I bought For Honor and was playing that for a lot of the weekend, so there will be a For Honor video tomorrow if you guys have been playing that. It's a really, really cool kind of PvP faction warfare game. Vikings for the win, so tin cans and weebs, you're alright, I guess, but I'm gonna beat you to death with my shield and hack you into bits with my axe, because Warlord for the win. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns, and I'll talk to you lovely people soon. You take care.